coming up are the nations, 10 of them, that are easiest to do business in. These 10 nations have been compiled using mainly two things: the protection of property rights, and the fact that the higher you are in this list, the better, usually simpler, regulations they have got. Maybe the regulations are small, maybe they're big. I don't know, but you can judge. You can find out yourself, actually. Number 10. The Republic of China. Taiwan. A small island nation off the coast of the People's Republic of China, the big one that most of the world recognises. Taiwan has never been consistent in its rankings in the list, starting out as 35th in 2006. It has actually started in a massive slump all the way down to 61st by 2009, and has since been gaining places until 2015, when it dropped 3 places to 19th. It has since moved up to its highest position ever as 11th place. So why is this on here? Simple. Because Hong Kong is not a nation. It's a special administrative region of China, or is it a special autonomous region? Pretty sure it's the latter. Number 9. Macedonia. Macedonia, a small southern Balkan country nestled in between Albania, Serbia, Bulgaria and Greece. And Kosovo if you recognise it. And if you think Taiwan was inconsistent, boy, have you not seen this nation's record. Starting out in 2006 as, let's face it, lowly 81st on the table, Macedonia made perhaps the biggest leap in top 10 in lot for ages when it moved up almost 40 places from 71st to 32nd. It has since gone up and down before managing to increase itself after 12th in 2016 and made it to the top 10 for the first time in 2017, ranking 10th overall because Hong Kong. Number 8. Sweden. Now we're getting into the consistent teams. Sweden started out as 14th and has stayed within 5 places as up all the way until 2015. This includes 14th in it. When it broke out of that chamber and moved to 11th, it made a top 10 for the first time in 2016, and in 2017 it dropped down a place, following what is coming soon. Number 7. The United States of America. The USA, the sole superpower of the world, doesn't actually win at everything, Well, this is widely known because no one can win at everything. But the US really doesn't do a good job in this. Ever since it started at 3rd in 2006, it has actually been on a steady decline in the rankings, and now sits at 8th today in the official rankings. The only reason I'm saying there's 7th is because, well, you get the idea by now. Just hear what I say and then move it up a place. Just do that. Unless the nation is number 2 or number 1, in which case, don't do that. If the US is going to stay in the top 10, it's really going to need to put its head in gear for this one, as it has not done well over the George W. Bush and Barack Obama years. Mainly through the Barack Obama years. Number 6. The United Kingdom. The UK, the largest island nation in Europe, actually the largest island in Europe, is part of it. When it comes to this sort of stuff, the UK started off quite well, starting in 9th and moving up the ranks up until 2011, when it began a 2-year-long decline. No, 3 years actually. It has since improved, but like Sweden and the US, it has dropped down 1 place since 2016's count. Now we're going to see What nation has caused these three to drop down a place? Number 5. Norway. Norway started strong in 2006, but dropped out of the top 10 in 2008, and then came back a year later. It has since switched itself between 6th and 9th, all the way up until, well, this year, with it being on the 6th part of that swing. You know what to do with that, right? It's a very elongated country with one of the most jagged coastlines in the world. This Scandinavian nation borders only 3 countries, despite the look it borders only 2. It borders Sweden to the east, Finland to the, well, south of the very top of the country, and Russia to the east of the very top of the country. Yeah, Norway's borders are weird. Number 4. South Korea. Oh boy, is this one improved. Starting out at 27th, it ranged about that area until 2009, when it began a dramatically large leap all the way into the top 10 by 2011. That was quick. Or was it 2012? I don't care. It has managed to keep improving, maybe with a slight bout of struggle, and has managed to keep its place in the top 10 since that time. Top 3 time. Number 3. Denmark. The top Scandinavian country on the list, and we've finally run out of Scandinavian countries. Woohoo! Honestly, they're always everywhere in these top 10s. Denmark has been doing the exact opposite of what the US has been doing on this list. It has been steadily improving. Starting in 8th, it has been slowly, and I mean slowly, increasing its way all the way up to 3rd place. Right, you can stop moving your numbers up one for everyone I say. It's not a position at the beginning of the lot. Yeah, you understood that, didn't you? Number 2. Singapore. At last, Singapore has been knocked off its ease of doing business throne. It has been leading the list for a decade, starting from 2006 until 2016, its last year at the top. It was finally knocked down the 2nd place by the nation coming up. So I have to say, Singapore has been the dominant nation in this sector. Does it surprise anyone, really? I mean, come on, it's Singapore. Or, I don't know why, whenever I hear a name, I just think lots of industry, very rich nation, and great place for, well, doing business. Just make sure to pick your gum up off the floor. Or better yet, not have it at all. Unless it's medical and prescribed to you. Is that the law in Singapore? I mean, I've heard about some strict laws of this. Number 1. New Zealand. The nation that finally managed to dethrone Singapore. They have been in the top 3 for the entire lot. Starting in 2nd and has stayed in 2nd for a bit, stayed in 3rd for a bit, 2nd for a bit. And finally became number 1 in Ease of Doing Business Index in 2017, this year, when it overtook the former British city-state colony. Turns out this is also a British colony. Maybe I should have said that first. Of the lot, 3 are former British colonies. 1 used to be part of the United Korea. 3 have a long history. 1 of them only emerged as recently as the early 1990s, and 1 has been brought out of a brutal civil war that it lost. And that is it. Honourable mentions are Estonia, Finland, Latvia, Australia, and Georgia. You can include these 2 as honourable mentions as well if you want.